welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I'm here to do a quick peek at your specific person and their energy for the week, or timeless, whenever you arrive at this reading or drawn to it. And these are just short spurts in time. It's not, the end picture. You may also want to catch I do a series called Vampire Lovers, which I do an episode. It's called every 3 months. So you may want to go back, catch those episodes, and start following that along as well. If you resonate with my energy and my readings, you may get messages there that you need as well. But I'm going to take a quick peek into the specific person's energy that you're guided here for. I want to see if they're in the dark or the light right now. We're going to use the spirit of darkness and light. See what spirit is around them most, relevantly. We're going to start with that. What spirit is around them? Are they in the dark spirit or in the light? Are they in the shadow or the light right now? Let's put it that way. Your SP, are they in the shadows or in the light? And we have Spirit of Tower, surprises, shifts, big changes. So they're in the middle of a change. You're in the middle of so I feel like there's like an opening here in the tree, right? So the tree would be a little darker, a little dense. There's starting to be a clearing. Almost, well, it says, I was going to say, almost feels like the tower. So the tower can be perceived as negative in the tarot, but I always feel like, even though it can be shocking, it can be surprising, it can, it ultimately leads to something better, because it's only removing that which is not good. It's removing things that aren't on solid ground. So they're in the middle of this shift. They are, you can see it looks like their back is turned. They have an umbrella. So they're seeking for protection in this. But they are facing the opening. So they're curious about this opening. They're curious about the light, and they're moving in that direction. So it's like they're seeing a tower moment in front of them, but they're also, instead of focusing maybe on the rubble, they're kind of like, look, there's light through that, and so they're headed in that direction, but they are still cautious. They're seeking protection. They have their umbrella there for any fallout, but they are moving in the right direction in the midst of this. So this is the energy they're in. So I would say they are coming out of a darker energy suddenly. They're in the middle of a big change. Interestingly, my weekly reading talked about change and imagining a change. So it's as if, in connection with that feeling of that reading that I'm going to be posting here, I just finished it. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will be posting it with this one. So if you want to catch it, it's giving me the energy of, wow, I can see something different for myself now. Like, oh my gosh, like a realization. Okay, there's a realization that maybe there is a better way. Maybe there is something different. Maybe it can be different for me, like where before, where this tree was denser. Nothing against trees, I'm just using it as a darker, denser analogy, where now there is a opening through that, and it's instead of it being dark and dense and unable to be penetrated, there's an opening into more light filled energy and a way through it, right? It's like, wow, I can utilize what that was, that darker energy, for protection and a passageway, right, into something better. Maybe if I go over there and investigate and I don't like it, I can still come back through, because now this is just a passageway. I can recreate this darker energy, this denser energy, to support me versus hinder me, right? And it's like a realization suddenly, a sudden change in a realization that there can be a different way. There can be a better way forward. So interesting how that came up. I just want to kind of see. Undercurrent is Fae, mischief, play, fantasy. And that was also in my reading. Using the energy of childlike wonder and curiosity and playful energy to move about right now too. So they may be in very similar energies as my weekly reading as well. But I just realized that was like a realization, like, hey, there can be a better way forward here through this heavier time. Things can be different. Let me investigate this. If it's not for me, I can come back through there. So it's surprise change to them, and even how they're seeing something right now. So what is in their mental space about you? What is in their, when they think of you, what is in their mental space at this time? No, it doesn't want to come out. So that's not ready to come out. That one is. That one's ready to come out. The mermaid turtle. The mermaid and the turtle. An elder will teach you 25. 25 is, of course, my St. Nicholas number because of the Christmas number, obviously. And this turtle is breaking out of an egg. How they're seeing you. It's like, it can have to do with this sudden realization that you're teaching them something. You're guiding them. But it doesn't necessarily mean you per se. There's a maturation here. There's a maturing energy here with an elder. An elder doesn't necessarily, just because they're older doesn't necessarily mean they're wiser. But in this instant, maybe you slowed down. Maybe you pulled back. I feel a slowing down, pulling back. And something about that is new to them, okay? They may be somebody that is full on, they move fast, they move quick, or they may move in and out fast and quick. There's a sense of urgency that, and I'm only feeling that because of the contrast, because this feels slow. This feels new, slow and new. And it's like the realization here, the big surprise, the big changes that they may be perceiving your pullback, because I feel like there may have been you may have pulled back. You may not be doing what they're, what else is the word? Doesn't want to come out. What is normally done, like in a relationship pattern that they're used to experiencing, this slowing down and pulling back seems very new to them. Okay, there's a newness about it, and there may be a realization that they have something to learn here. Again, maybe there is a new way for me. Maybe there is more here to be investigated, where they may before have just come up to this brick wall or this density and just this darker density and just, gave up. Now they're seeing an opening. This feels very tied, but it feels tied to the use. It feels tied to a mature energy that has slowed down. I'm taking the maturity with the teach, the elder energy, and the turtle. Okay, so 25 is Santa, so there's generosity. There's a gift in this. So in regards to you in their mental space, they're seeing a gift in what may have been before perceived as negative. Now they're seeing, it's like this little turtle peeking out of the egg, new life, a new realization of, hey, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe I can learn something here. I can learn a new way of being. I can learn a new way of seeing. I can learn a new way of relating. So they're seeing the first inklings of this in their mind. Okay, they're having these thoughts. They're starting to form in this way in their mental space. So that's very, very interesting. 25, 2 is the High Priestess in tarot. I'm going to do the numbers. 5 is the Hierophant. High Priestess is someone that moves in silence. Again, that energy of silence. It was in my weekly reading. 5 is all about, it can be 5D. It can be the Hierophant's talking about tradition and elder. The Hierophant is a spiritual elder that teaches, right? So that's definitely coming up here. They're logically processing this. 7 is the Chariot, which I think we are right now in Cancer time frame. So moving in a more spiritual sense, but in like this is all unspoken. There's nothing. This is talking about silence too. So there is silence in regards to this energy. Feels like all the outside static, like from my weekly and from this too, they're very connected. It's like all the outside static maybe that you removed, they're starting to feel the effects, and it's allowing something to be birthed. You know, if your energies are very connected to this person, something you've recently done, you've cut out a lot of static around you. You've cut a lot of people's, maybe more than you even realize. If you've pulled back, not just from this person, but from others, you've pulled back a lot of energy that was coming towards you and connecting to you that may have been even affecting the connection in some way, that you both don't even realize. But there is a gift in this silence that is connecting to a higher viewpoint of like, hey, I have something to learn here, something to be gained from this. It's allowed new life to be born out of it. So very interesting. Let's see. I'm really drawn to her eyes. The colors, her eyes look like a ring of like on the trees. There's colors around it, and this turtle doesn't have colors around his eyes. This person's eyes have colors. I don't know why that's coming up. So what's in this person's emotional space? Like what's in their heart center right now? So it's this one. And it is Miss Spiderweb. Reconsider your alliances, make new connections, 14. So I think this one came up last week in their mental state. I can't remember the reading, but I do remember seeing this. I do remember seeing this card. So this has to do with communication. And again, that feeling of a lot of people having access, you know, like the web is the internet and like interconnectionness. But in regards to their emotions and their heart speed, I want to kind of read it in that way. The interconnectedness of it all is what the feeling of it is. It's like everything's connected. The numbers 1 and 4 is also makes 5, so it's also the teachings of the Hierophant, but it's magician and the emperor. So it's like the emperor in his power manifesting. So he's feeling his manifestation powers coming up here, his ability to create. Because the spider's 8 legs, it's the infinity, but it's also creation and co-creation for me. Because the spider will, you know, it's self-contained. It weaves its web and it can catch what it needs there, right? It's its home, it's its stability, it's its safety, and it also creates the ability to catch its food. So it's all sustaining. There's a sovereignty here, but it's also it's a sovereignty, but yet an interconnectedness to everything. It's like it's all connected. And there's a feeling of, instead of feeling disempowered, it's like I'm feeling empowered. It's like a masculine empowerment in the ability to manifest those things that I need. But remember, this is in regards to you. So they may be feeling more empowered, having more control, but not in a negative way where it's like negative effects, negatively affecting the relationship. It's kind of like this realization. It's like, hey, there can be another way. I'm seeing things in a different light. Black and orange, sacral chakra, and the darker energies coming up here. And 5, it's all making a change in the 5. So they're feeling they're feeling your connection. They're feeling their own ability to manifest the things that they need within this relationship, and they're feeling themselves, most importantly, in a different way. And don't let that bother you. Like when I say they're feeling themselves differently. But if this is a spiritual connection, it'll only be mirrored back to you. It's because, again, everything's connected, and one empowers the other. So I feel like it almost feels like a teeter-totter. It's like what you did, I feel a slowing down and a pulling back, which was different for them than normal expectations or normally what they, it almost feels like in the past they may have been pursued and ran, and in doing so hit this denser energy and a wall, right? That just kind of ended the journey for them. It ended the connection for them, the other person, the whole thing. Something you've done hasn't done that. It's created an opening. It has created a flow, an ability to go and come back, to be, I can come back over here if I want to, or I can go over there and investigate it. Something you've done has created this opening, this portal. And they're feeling that in a way that empowers them. But then that self-empowerment is also going to be felt by you, if that makes sense. So again, if you've recently pulled back, you're not in, or you never did or haven't chased in any way, shape, or form, there's something different here about pulling back, becoming quiet, or removing yourself, if nothing else, if not from this person, from other people's energy and confusion. There's like a lot of static that's gone away here. But that's what they're feeling. They're feeling the effects of that, which changes the way they feel about themselves, but will in turn change what you're feeling too. So that's very interesting. Could have to do with some negative aspects of the sacral chakra. I'm seeing, well, this looks like Halloween, but energetically with the colors. And this little turtle's green. So green is a heart chakra, kind of blue and green. So heart chakra, throat chakra. So new energy in heart and throat coming up in their thinking process too. Okay, so next energy is what are they, what is coming out of the subconscious into the conscious? So what is becoming known to them? Like what are they, we see a lot of realization. Let's see if we can capitalize on it or accentuate it. Let's see if more comes out about this realization of this opening, this change, this to something different. And that really came out in reverse, but it's again the 8, and I just said 8. Oh, spider is 8 legs always. So again, it's a card. What did I just see? 17. Why did I see 17 when I held that up there? For some reason, when I held this up here, I saw 17, which is a star card, but I don't see it now. I don't know where. I thought I saw it at the top of this card. So there's a realization. You need some space in a relationship, 8. So they're seeing something about themselves in this realization that they can become very, again, animalistic. They can become very, maybe, what they appear as ugly in their need for space. They're seeing their need for space differently. Maybe because you're mirroring it. Maybe because if you did pull back, you need space. Maybe not everyone wants to become that close. There's a realization here about you need some space in a relationship. But that's what this has to do with. And again, it gave me that feeling of I didn't just hit a dense wall now and I'm stuck and everything's over. There is more flow. There's an opening here now. There's a realization about something that happened where I have more space. I have more ability to come and go. More freedom. 8 is an infinity, a loop. I can go out here and I can come back. We can come together and we can go away. There's like an accordion. Like they can go out to the end of their 8 side and I can go out to the end of my 8 side. We can meet in the middle and loop back, and it's okay. There's a sense here of the realization having to do with maybe the reversal of maybe I don't need so much space if I feel like I can take as much space as I need. I don't need so much space. Like there's could be that energy. What do they want to happen next? So like if they could have their way of what happens between you right now in this moment, if they could have a wish granted in regards to the connection, what would they want to see happen next? And I'll know it when I see it. And there it is. It's so out here. And it is, time has come. The time to act is now. So if they could have their way right now in this very moment, they would act. They wouldn't wait. Time has come. There's no more waiting. I would act. The time has come to act. The time to act is now. So again, but I'm hearing the word premature. Again, there's a sense to go back to their old ways. There's a sense to want maybe you to act, to have some sort of action. It's almost as if getting that space. There's so much convoluted energy here. It's like, I don't know, it's weird, but they would want that, but I'm hearing premature, like spirits coming in and saying, but that's the premature aspect of them that wants action, but yet wants space. There's a contradiction that isn't healthy here. It's like maybe they want to pull back but then be chased, or they want both at the same time and can't have it, and it causes frustration. I feel like a lot of like weird, crazy energy within that. So they would want that, but it doesn't, Spirit's saying it's not necessarily the healthiest thing. It's almost like they're saying to me they've reverted back to that urgent feeling to just kind of want to connect, and it's not coming from the most healthiest place, because this is a snake dragon and it's green. Not saying that that's not healthy, but some aspect of it is a little bit tricky, okay? Could be coming from a more sexual place too. 2 is silent, 3 is the, and I get to, also want to get to, 2 is silent, 2 is high priestess, and 3 is the empress. So it could be that they want you, the person that is the empress, which would be the person watching for me, you know, like as I'm reading this, those that come are more in the feminine, which would be empress energy to these readings for the most part. And the high priestess is silent. So they would want the high priestess who is silent, empress, to act now. It's like it's like that's the premature, unhealthy impulse. Spirit is saying that they want, that if they could have anything right now, they would want you to do what is familiar to them, which is to take action, to be impatient, to chase them. Okay, that's what this is about. So this is what they want, but it's not healthy. It's what they're used to. Even though they're starting to realize this, they're sensing it, they're thinking it, they may be feeling a bit of it. This is an unhealthy impulse. Knee-jerk. Unhealthy. What they're used to. It's a pattern that they're used to having happen. So they want the silent empress, the high priestess, to make some sort of action, to take some sort of move to them. So that's what they want, but what will they do? What will they do? What will they do? Like they're looking at, but this wasn't a healthy what they want. This is not healthy. They're used to this and they can't figure out why they can't see it, but there is starting to be an opening and a realization that things can be different. Like this can be different for me. But I'm still kind of guarding and protecting myself for fallout from this. Let me just tiptoe over here to this opening and see. I'm reading this card here with the umbrella. But in the meantime, they haven't gone through that portal. They haven't quite figured it all out. But they're like, please do what you normally do, or what maybe not you normally do, but what I'm used to having happen. Please do it. There's too much silence. There's too much non-action. I'm impatient. That's what they want. They want somebody else to take action and figure this out and to do something. So that's how that's where they are used to kind of picking up and going from there and being able to control the energy and the distance. Okay. It's how they're able to gauge what, their pattern in this. That's what they want, but it's an unhealthy impulse, Spirit is saying. But what will they do next? And remember, this is just a snapshot in time. It's not forever or always. What will they do? I'm hoping it falls out, but I think this is it. Hedgehog, love, positive, uplifting, new friends, 10. So what they will do, now this is in regards to you. So new friends, I don't feel like this has to do with other people. It could be, they could busy themselves with other people. 10 could be the month of October. I'm going to pull another one and see. Hedgehog love, positive, uplifting, what they will do. Hedgehog to me seems protective. This was on the bottom and I didn't take it because I see so many lions lately. It is time to become a great leader. 20 and 10. 21 is the world card and 3. What they will do. Can be that they lead. You know, they take the lead and to a positive, creative friendship with this energy. I know because we're coming to this specific person as a romantical, but they could take the lead on making this more of a friendship right now. But these numbers do create, the 2 is the High Priestess, the 1 is the Magician, and the 3 is the Empress. But we ask what they will do. So they could become more open to this being a friendship right now, taking the lead on creating more of a basis of a friendship is what I'm seeing with these, unless I'm totally missing something. I'm going to pull a, but it doesn't mean they're going to do it this week. I feel like this could be longer out because they're still in a, even though there's a cracking of an opening here and a new way of being and a new way of sensing and seeing things from things that you have done, the energy work that you're, I don't want to say energy work, because it's just, I don't want to say the stance you've taken, like there's a plan in it. Things that you're doing, moving forward on your journey, just for yourself, is creating this crack in this egg, this opening in this tower, this tree, this shift. Okay, it's creating this shift in their in their heart and in their mind and in their way of being and seeing things, right? But it's still, they still have an impulse for you to do something that they're used to having done. So what is this that they're going to do? Let me ask what spirit, if this is more negative or positive. And we have Goddess of the Night, Crossroads, Ghost, Hecate, which is interesting, is that dog energy. Hecate is connected to dogs. So it's a crossroads. There's a decision. But the dog talks about unconditional love and loyalty too. So being guided by that energy, it can be that they are looking for an opportunity to kind of change the direction of this more towards a friendship right now, or the basis back to friendship in a more positive way. But, you know, don't be disturbed by that, because it may be the way forward into a more healthier thing, because the dynamics of the negative sexual energy with this black and this sacral, they need to heal from that, and there could be a realization of their way of being in regards to this. So that can be what's next, because I don't feel this is negative. I feel this is positive, but it could be looking for an opportunity to change the direction. Crossroad ghosts. So this, with the word ghosts, this could be somebody that ghosted as well, or ghosts as a natural, could be one of, you know, could be connected to their way of behavior too. So very, very interesting reading. I'm going to ask for guidance for the viewer for self-care, something that you can do to help yourself through this process, because it looks a little tricky. Even though this looks more positive, I'm not saying I don't trust it, but I don't know that it's, you know, it's not going to happen this week. If you're watching it before October, it could be by October. If you're watching it after October, it could be 10 weeks out from whenever you watch it. Whoa, because we have a vibe of Halloween here too. With a whole bunch fell out. I'm going to take them because I feel like it's all good advice. 4 fell out, which is a solid, stable foundation. So the Spirit's asking you to stabilize yourself in your activities. So dance, moving your body. This goes back to my weekly reading. Truth, stay in your truth, stay in your integrity. Again, we have a cat. Cat came up in my weekly. Trust, and again, we have this fall vibe. Trust in the energy and set boundaries. Set healthy boundaries for yourself. Step into the light, share your gifts and talents with the world. So keep moving forward, sharing yourself. Truth, tell the truth. Integrity is the key to living on authentic light. Stay in your integrity with this. Set healthy boundaries, protect your precious time and energy. Because you may feel, when I said time, it says this is the time to act is now. You may feel the urgency of them wanting you, the impulse energy. You may feel them pulling on you to come towards them. Because I feel too they're in a manifestation. This 1 and 4 is the Emperor and the Magician. You may feel they may be trying to manifest you back in a sexual way and wanting you to reach out. You may be feeling that impulse. So trust this process, trust your boundaries, trust your own integrity, trust your own path, and move through it with grace and happiness, right? With the dance. Trust your decisions, march to the beat of your own heart. So very interesting. So yeah, even for some people with March, this could be fall to March. Timing is so, I can't get timing right now. So we have 2 S's. I'm guided to the letters lately. 2 S's and 2 T's, if that means anything. Initials like saint. I'm getting, it's the abbreviation for saint or the abbreviation for tree too. So that is the SP reading today, a little bit more in depth than usual. I was taking a quick peek, but I got a little sucked into the energies there because it did kind of connect a bit with my weekly, so you may want to catch it. Angel blessings to everyone. Oceans of love. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday weekend.